have secondary automatic load frequency control loop. Till now we have discussed only primary automatic load frequency control. See here, you have seen that. Let's go back to that slide again. So what you have seen here, see, this is your speed governor system or automatic load frequency control. So here this is called as, also called as primary automatic load frequency control. So here you have seen that for delta P reference, for one value of delta P reference. See here it is based on the speed change setting. So for any change in the load demand with respect to this value, the governor will act. So it was seen that with the speed governor system, primary speed control installed in each area was with respect to a given speed changer setting, that is given value of delta P reference. The amount of frequency deviation, it depends upon the governor group characteristics. Of course, your governor will act and it will see that the drop in the frequency should be very small. So the drop in the frequency or change in the frequency, it depends upon the speed governor characteristics. So regulation depends upon the speed regulation, and also it depends upon the frequency sensitivity of the load. So all the generator units will change their generation in response to the load change. Okay. Now you have also seen some problems. You have solved so many problems. You have seen that the drop in the frequency is very small. Of course, with respect to the scheduled value of 50 Hertz, drop in the frequency is maybe it is from 0.5 to 0.1 Hertz. It is very small. But we want to see that the drop in the frequency should be very small and the change should be zero. So the frequency should be brought to the original value, that is 50 Hertz. So for that you require, in addition to this automatic primary ALFC, you require secondary ALFC. So what's the role of secondary ALFC loop? You understood? So that's this, whatever I told, I have put it here. It is seen from the previous discussion for a given speed changer setting, that is for a given value of delta P reference, there is considerable frequency drop for increased system load. Even you have solved a problem, you have seen that there is considerable frequency drop. Even the frequency drop is very small, but we are interested to see that the drop should be zero and it has to be scheduled to the original value. So much change in frequency cannot be tolerated. In fact, it is expected that the steady state frequency change must be zero. So we want that frequency should be scheduled to the 50 Hertz itself. We have seen in the problem it was 49.7 something, but that much also we cannot tolerate. We want it to be the scheduled to the original value, so the difference should be zero. So in order to maintain the frequency at the scheduled value, the speed changer setting must be adjusted automatically. So in earlier case, delta P reference was fixed for a given speed changer setting. With respect to that value, the primary ALFC was acting. Now what we'll do is, in secondary ALFC loop, we will adjust the value of speed changer setting, that is delta P reference itself we will adjust until this frequency is scheduled to the original value, so that change in frequency must be zero, so that the frequency will be automatically adjusted to the scheduled value. So it is done by secondary ALFC loop. So for this we will add integral controller. So in this case, the speed changer is commanded by a signal obtained by first amplifying and then integrating the frequency error. See here, delta P reference. So delta P reference will be equal to, see, integral controller. See, you have studied in control system, integral controller, what it will do, that error will be added. Error will be added. That means integrate. In mathematically, how do you show? It is integrated. That error will be added and you will add a gain. So Ki represents the gain of the integral controller. Ki is integral controller constant. So delta P reference value will change based on this part. Okay. So here negative sign in an integral controller is chosen so as to cause a positive frequency error. Because if there is a drop in the frequency, output should increase. Output should increase. That's why you are given a sign opposite to that of the incoming signal. So the gain constant K controls the rate of integration and the speed of response of the loop. So here we define what is known as area control error, ACE. We abbreviate as ACE. This is the signal fed into the integrator, which is referred as area control error. ACE is nothing but delta F. See, if you see, look at this. Here, whatever the block I have shown is in the dotted line represents the secondary ALFC. See, earlier you had seen only this part. You remember? You're following? See, you had only delta P reference of S. This is delta F of S 1 by R. This was for the speed governor. This was the transfer function of the hydraulic amplifier. Then you have turbine. Then generator load. So this was your ALFC, primary ALFC. Now this change in frequencies again, it is fed back, it is taken in the feedback path and it is given to a integral controller. See, this is integral controller. So integral controller minus Ki by S, that is after you integrate, if you take the Laplace transform of this equation, delta P of reference of S here will be equal to what? After you take the Laplace transform, what you will get? Minus Ki into delta F by S. Is it not? For integrator. So if you take the Laplace transformation, it is 1 by S into delta F of S. So that's what I have done here. So after taking Laplace transformation. So here in this block, delta P reference will be equal to minus KIS into delta P of S. Now this integral controller input is change in frequency. This it will act, and Ki is a rate of it is constant, integral constant. It will control the rate of integration. So this P reference, delta P reference will keep on changing until this frequency deviation becomes 0. So this part is whatever it is shown by dotted line is the secondary ALFC, secondary automatic load frequency control. So earlier this was not considered. Your delta P reference was constant. Is it not? In primary ALFC path, delta P reference was constant. Now to see that drop in the frequency must be 0. We want the frequency should be scheduled to the original value. For that, we are using a integral controller. So integral controller, so we represent by this equation. So now delta P reference of S will be equal to Ki by S. After you integrate, you will get Ki by S into delta S. So that's why it is shown like this. Is it clear? After this, now we have to simplify this block diagram. We have primary ALFC as well as secondary ALFC. Okay. So referring to the block diagram of single control area, again, this is single control area. You have only one area. Next week, we will consider two area system where there are two areas which are connected by a transmission line or tie line. Okay. So still you will have much more complicated block diagram. Of course, once you understand for single area, then you will easily follow for two area system. Okay. So with integral controller is shown for input G is C, that is here. So you have these two blocks. Okay. These two blocks which are summed here. Okay. So this is your summing block. So these two will add here and that is given to the turbine. Okay. Turbine function. So that's what minus Ki by S into delta F of S minus 1 by R. See, because here it is minus, is it not? Minus 1 by R into delta F of S. This is one signal coming to this block. Again, you have one more signal coming to that block, that is minus Ki by S into delta F of S. That's what, which will be equal to this. Okay, delta F is taken as common factor. Then using this equation, the block diagram can be reduced to this form. See, delta F of S coming here, that is coming here. This part, these two part, we have simplified like this. Okay, so delta F of S into this constant is going to HT, this GHT. You have, of course, here we have combined. GHT means transfer function of hydraulic amplifier and turbine. So this is signal which is going to this. That this part is your generator system. Okay. So with respect to this, is it clear how it has been reduced? This part is clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you have solved, problems in control system, how to simplify the block diagram. Okay. Then finally, here final block diagram will be like, see, this is the feedback path, is it not? This is the feedback path, we'll put it here. So after GP, you are getting delta f of s. So that is the feedback path. In the feedback path, you have this constant. This is given to the summing block. Okay. So minus delta PD of s, that is plus, this is minus. Is it clear? This block diagram only we have put it in this form, where delta f of s is the, since it is in the feedback path, that we have put it here. Few points to note down. What is secondary ALFC loop? Where you are adding an integral controller. What is area control error? So here speed changer is nothing but your delta P reference. Delta P reference is nothing but your speed changer setting. Okay. Okay. So you note down what is delta P reference here. It is when you add an integral controller here, how do you represent mathematically? Integral controller, integral of the error, previous error is added, means integration, multiplied by the integral constant ki. Okay, so that's what the value of delta P reference. Now if you take in Laplace transformation, that will be minus ki by s into delta s. So write down the definition of area control error. So very important, you have to draw this block diagram. After this, with respect to this equation, now with respect to this equation, with respect to original block diagram, show this part by solid line, whereas this secondary ALFC you show by dotted line. So delta P reference of s equal to minus Ka by s into delta s. Next, draw this block diagram. So you have to show this part by dotted line and indicate this is your secondary ALFC. This was your primary ALFC. So still there is an error, change in the frequency. The integrator will keep on acting. This output will increase. That means delta P reference will keep on changing until the steady state frequency error is 0. So once the error becomes 0, it stops. That means delta P reference becomes constant. But it is observed that the secondary ALFC is slow when compared to primary ALFC. See, we also want the system should act fast. It is seen that secondary ALFC, practically it has been seen that in real-time system, it is slow when compared to primary ALFC. So next you are combining these two signals, because these two signals are going to the summing block. Okay, these two signals are going to summing block. Output is delta P of s. So that's what we have done here. Of course with the sign, because here it is minus. Since here at all it is minus Ki of s, so it will be both minus. So delta of s into minus of this. That is going to HT. Here to understand here, GHT is here transfer function of both hydraulic amplifier and turbine. Both are combined. Okay. So earlier we used to show separately. So here we have simplified. Then after this, here this part is your load generator. So this output of this is turbine. The input to generator is turbine power delta PT of s. So finally this is the block diagram.